Welcome to another story, extracted from the grave. All human beings carry secrets within us, thousands of events and occurrences that torment us throughout our lives, and some of them are completely private. But today, I want to tell you the story of Rick, a tale that will make you question your own sanity. Rick was a skeptical person, someone who believed in absolutely nothing. He lived an uncontrolled life, disregarding the harm he caused to others or making anyone happy in particular. However, on the night of February 14th, his life would take a macabre turn. Rick had met a stunning woman through the internet and invited her to dinner. She was perfect in every way, physically attractive, educated, and above all, she seemed to know every detail of Rick's life. After a warm evening and pleasant conversation, Rick offered to drive her home with the clear intention of having a long and pleasurable night. But that night would change Rick's life forever. The woman lived in a beautiful mansion near the city center, and Rick was fascinated by the luxuries surrounding her. Artworks, the finest utensils money could buy. He couldn't help but ask what she did to maintain such an opulent lifestyle. Smiling mysteriously, the woman told him that her family had always been wealthy, and that she had inherited all those luxuries over the years, without delving too deep into the subject. Both rushed to fulfill their desires, but something unsettling disturbed Rick's mind as they engaged in sexual activity. The woman's features began to change dramatically. Her voice became deeper, and in that instant, Rick lost complete control of the situation. The woman had him completely dominated, immobilized. The more he struggled to free himself, the tighter she held him. The tension grew until, with a desperate jerk, Rick managed to break free from the bed. Scared and upset, he asked her what had happened. Mocking him in a voice that was no longer hers, the woman began to reveal that she knew everything about him. With each word, she mentioned moments from his childhood, even recounting the details of his tumultuous previous relationship, which had tragically ended due to Rick's infidelity. His ex-partner had attempted suicide. When Rick tried to leave the room, the doors closed, the lights went out, and everything was plunged into complete darkness. Not knowing what to do or say, Rick began to run in all directions, desperately searching for an exit, but he was unsuccessful. The malevolent presence that had dominated him started asking him questions, questioning his faith in God and whether he believed that something or someone would come to save him. Rick's heart raced, almost celebrating each beat as he listened to something crawling on the floor, getting closer to him. Finally, Rick managed to find a window and opened it. Through the moonlight, he saw the woman, mangled and covered in cuts, although her body remained perfect, but her face was indescribably horrifying. That entity thanked Rick and told him that thanks to people like him, they grew stronger and could interact more frequently in this earthly world. It ordered him to leave, to be useful outside that room, but warned him that when his time came, he already had a place reserved in hell. Taking a step back, the entity vanished into the darkness, fading away before Rick's terrified eyes. Hours passed before Rick could regain his sanity. When he finally left the room, he began to call his friends and tell them what had happened, but no one believed him. Upon checking his mobile phone and the conversations he had with the woman, he realized that they had all been deleted, as if they had never existed. However, Rick knew that something sinister had left a mark on his back, a mark that burned every time he got close to a beautiful woman. Every night, as Rick sleeps, that malevolent entity enters his nightmares and reminds him of every mistake he made, every heart he broke, and above all, what awaits him once this journey comes to an end. Rick is trapped in a spiral of terror and remorse, knowing that his fate is sealed and there is no escape. The entity continues to stalk him, patiently waiting for the moment to take him to the darkest abyss, where he will pay for his sins and torments. This story will remind you that even in the apparent normalcy of our lives, indescribable evil can lurk. It will make you question what secrets haunt you and what unknown entities might be observing your every move. Prepare yourself for a nightmare because darkness is always lurking, waiting for its chance to envelop us in its cold and twisted claws. If you enjoyed this story, share it and remember that everything in life begins as a tale.